Yep. Hello, good morning, welcome back to On The Hook. We have a stunning day here on the south coast of Cornwall, but it's not going to be tomorrow, and it's not going to be for a while after that. But we're going to take advantage of these conditions. We have tiny neap tides today. Neap tides are the small tides. There's a small amount of difference between low tide and high tide. You get two types of tides. You get neaps and you get springs. Springs are the big ones, neaps are the small ones. Neap tides are good for things like anchoring up on wrecks and reefs. Today that's what we're going to do. We have got a breath of wind and a small tide, so we're going to try and anchor up on a piece of reef. See if we can't find some eels, some ling, some huss, anything like that that might be living there. The reason why it's good to fish on them, on neaps with like a little bit of wind, is so that the boat doesn't swing around a lot, so you don't lose a lot of gear. Because we're going to be fishing right in the rough stuff. I will explain the rigs as we do it. The first thing we need to try and find is some bait. That's the plan, and we'll see if we can stick to it. Let's go! The mackerel have been quite patchy so far this year, so finding them hasn't been easy. I have just happened upon a few there. I've gone round and tried to find them again. Oh, that was a pilchard. So there's a pilchard. Not a mackerel, but it's still just as good. There's a couple of mackerel. That'll do. We've got enough to get us started. Let's go and get the anchor down. We're here! Anchoring up on rough ground, I will be using a grapple anchor, and it's rigged with a weak link so that if it ever gets stuck, it'll pop out, come backwards. We are in 46 metres of water, so I'm going to be using about, say, 100 to 110 metres of rope. And I use an Alderney ring and a buoy to be able to hold the anchor. We still have a tiny breath of northerly wind. It's going to change and go southerly, so we're going to have wind and tide together in about 3/4 of an hour. I'm going to try and get the hook down, and then we'll get set back and we'll start fishing. Marked every 50 feet. That way I can calculate how much rope I'm putting out. There's another 50. Generally with anchor rope, you should use 2 to 2.5 times the depth of rope in this boat. Bigger boats, heavier boats, more wind, more tide, you need to use more rope. Right, we're just sitting back at anchor now. Let it settle out for a minute. The first thing about fishing areas like this is you need to get a scent trail going. The fish are living in amongst all of these rocks, all of this rough area. You need to get them out, and you need to get them out feeding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send down some big, I've got some nice mackerel baits, I've just caught some fresh mackerel. That's perfect. Oily, bloody, anything to draw them out in the scent. There isn't very much tide today, so they're going to be right in it on it. I am going to get all my rigs today. I'm going to get some set up. They just need to be strong, simple, with strong hooks and sharp. So I'm going to be using 1.5 foot to 2 foot. This is 200 pounds mono, and these are 10-0 meat hooks. Nice and sharp. I do like using a muppet. I think it adds a little bit of attraction and added abrasion resistance onto the line. I'll get a couple of the baits knocked up real quick and then I'll show you. Very simple sliding lead with a mackerel flapper on. Oily, scenty, bloody, brilliant. Well, the little eels have come out to play. Generally, unless you hit one on the head, it will take a while to be able to get the bigger fish out feeding. Slack water, you'll catch dogfish, catch pouting, whiting. As they chew up some of the bait, it'll create a bigger scent trail, and then the bigger fish will come out to feed. I am going to send down a little pair of baited feathers. This is just a mackerel set of feathers that I've cut down to 2 and put a little bit of bait on. Send them down to try and catch pouting, whiting, that type of thing. If I can catch a small enough one, I'm going to send it down as a live bait. Got a bite on that rod as well. Carnage. I just chucked those baited feathers out. Hadn't even got to the bottom, I don't think. So I'm expecting this to be, must have just landed on one. Big fat pouting. That's great conger bait. Poor cod. Perfect size for a live bait. Putting those fresh baits down there has helped. Well, it's the first eel of the day. It's not a massive one, but we're off the board. On the board, off the blank, which one is it? He's actually... Alright, calm down. They are terrible for that. Spinning up and causing a nuisance. Now a bigger fish has actually bitten the end of his tail off. So he's missing like the last couple of inches of his tail. Get the hook out and see if we can't find a bigger one. With a T-bar, all you do is you run along the hook like that, turn the hook, and then use the fish's own weight to pop the hook out. Now when you bring an eel up like that, you noticed how when it started thrashing around, it threw the lead about. Best thing to do is get hold of the line, get hold of the lead, that way the lead can't fly around, because if it flies off it could damage your boat or hit you in the head. Or small eels like that, from now on I will just T-bar off on the side. If I get a decent sized one I might bring it aboard to show you. But yeah, easier to deal with them outside the boat. Oh no! Ah, it spat it. I think that was likely a small fish. Didn't have the whole bait in its mouth because it was running around. When I tried to strike into it, I had it on for a couple of seconds and it's dropped off. That is a big fish. Wow, that is a big one. Oh no! I hope you saw that. It's just chucked the hook right at the side of the boat. Yeah, that was a 30-pound eel, that. Just spun the hook off at the side of the boat. Whew, right. Get my act together. Let's get this place cleaned out, because if the eels are coming on the feed, it's going to come thick and fast. Can you see the bite? Yep. That's pinged off again. Just small ones down there, not taking the baits properly. I think what I'll have to start doing is using smaller baits. It's always a fine thing about using the right size hook. Now congers, big congers, they don't care. They'll eat an entire pouting mounted on like a 14 or they'll just smash it. There we go. But the smaller fish like this, you'll have to go to like a strip bait, maybe on an 8-0, just to get it in their mouths, because all they'll do is they'll get hold of it and rax it, and if it's a full flapper or something like that, full mackerel flapper, they might want to get 3/4 of it inside their mouth and then start swimming off with it. In which case, when you strike into them, all it does is either just pulls the bait out of their mouth or pulls the bait off the hook. When the tides are small like this, I prefer a shorter hook length, just because the fish have got a habit of, they'll hold a bait in their mouth and just sit still and won't go anywhere. In which case you'll end up with a deep hooked fish, because they'll just sit on it and chewing it and chewing it and swallow. So you won't register a bite until they've fully swallowed it. So yeah, as soon as you get a decent bite, get struck into it and get it away. I'll scale one rig down. Try one with an 8-0. Yeah, as I suspected, it is just smaller eels. Yeah, the smaller stamper strap, around about 10 to 20 pounds, that's what we're getting. Just got to fish through them to find the big ones. Getting the fish on the feed like this, it is going to be pretty much constant now until I've caught most of the little ones, and then we're pulling out the big ones. Because they'll all be down there competing. That's why it's great to get like a scent trail going right at the start. I might even have to go down to one rod. First baits go down there, and it's the poor cord and the pouting and the whiting, and they all chew them all up, create like a big scent trail. Them feeding brings the other fish in, and the smaller eels eventually they'll bring the bigger ones in. Now I did get a bite a minute ago, and it was a really erratic one, and it swam around on the bottom, which made me think it was either like a pack taupe or something like that. You can sometimes find if it's fishing really well. There's a bite. Oh, it's still there. Yep. How is that possible? Oh no, it's still there. It's swimming towards me. Got a fish on this other rod now as well. Getting slightly bigger. Yeah, that fish started swimming up to the surface. I thought he'd come off. That smaller hook, switching down to an 8-0. Ah, that was a big one. I could see because the bite just went. Rrrp. If I'd leave these baits a little bit longer, I would hook more of these fish. But you risk deep hooking the fish. I would rather a fish come off, me not land it, than it swallow the hook real down deep, and I'm going to have to cut a hook off inside of one. There's plenty of them down there. Drop one off, you just catch another one. Yep. Again, another fish in the teens, I would say. Not a monster. We're after his great-great-granddad. Get out of there. There you go. Oh, no you don't. Getting a bite on this one now. Yeah, there's a definite bite on this one. I am really impressed with these Marquesas. That's a big ling. That is a fantastic eating sized ling. I'll get this guy dispatched and we'll have a look at him. This was all it was that caught that ling. Again, just a running ledger with a, what's that, 1.5 to a 2 foot hook length, with a 10-0 with a pink muppet and a mackerel flapper on it. Simple and strong, it's all it needs to be. I've dispatched and bled this ling. Now ling are stunning, they are lovely to eat. Gorgeous white meaty flesh. I'm really happy with this. You can see he's been well fed, look, he'll be full of mackerel fillets there. I can feel one in his stomach. Be interested to see what he's got in him. But yeah, happy about that. Yep. I have another big fish on the other rod. It's not as big as that other one, but it's still a decent fish. Dropped the hook anyway, but yeah, that's the only problem about fishing 2 rods. Because there I was playing a decent fish and I had another one on. That might be my 30-pound fish. Now that is an alright sized eel. There you go. That's what we're after. Down it goes. Take it, come on. There's a fish there playing with this. Yep, there it is. Ah. Where are you? There we go. Oh wow. That is a very big ling. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that to be an eel. That's an even bigger one. Look at the size of that guy. He'll be well into the 20s. What a fantastic fish. And for an inshore reef mark like that, that is incredible. Look at the width of his head. Look at the size of that. Right, this is why you need strong line, strong hooks. You see them teeth in there? It's getting put out, getting bled. Amazing. I was about to say I'm going to fish this last couple of baits out and we'll see about going. Another nice conger eel. It's in the 20s. There you go. That's another good 20-pound fish, that. The wind has started picking up now and I'm going to fish my last bait out. I hope this has been interesting for you. I hope it's shown you what's possible fishing inshore reefs on small tides. Yeah, we've had some stunning fish today. Some cracking ling. I can't wait to take them home. They're fantastic eating fish. And some really good conger fishing. I did hope for one that was, I hoped for a 30 plus fish. And we did get one that I think was in that bracket. The rest were high teens, low 20s. Yep. Just keeping the rigs really simple, really strong, just running ledger rigs with 200-pound mono and 8 O's, 10 O's or 12 O's. Now, this is a Penn Regiment 15 to 40. This has handled them great. That's a 30 to 50, this is a 15 to 40. And the Marquesas, this is a 30 and that one's a 20, and they're both loaded with 70-pound fireline braid. They are perfect for this type of fishing. Absolute winches when you need to, but can back the drag off just like that. Yeah, I am very impressed. I hope you've enjoyed joining me. All the very best. See you later.